Hi guys, my name is Nikki and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be doing a DIY. I was inspired by my latest bullet journal spread, which is on the theme of space. So all you're going to need is a stick. I found it while walking my dog, some black Fimo soft clay, a rolling pin, a star cookie cutter, and some clear invisible thread. It's very quick and easy, doesn't take much to do, but it looks so beautiful once you're finished. Now the first step, we're going to want to roll out that clay, and you're going to need to just warm it up a little bit and make it a bit easier to mold. And you're going to need to make that as flat as you can, but not too flat, because the stars will need that extra thickness to give them the weight so that they will dangle from the stick well. I'd say give them a thickness of around 4 millimeters. Once your clay has been rolled out flat, you're then going to pick up your star cookie cutter and start cutting out as many stars as you can or as you want that will fit onto your branch. I'd recommend doing a few extra just in case one might break, for example. So anyway, I started to remove them with my finger, and I'm trying to make sure that they're all close together so I'm not wasting any of the clay. It's best to just try and reuse and make sure you use up as much as possible so you're not being wasteful. I also found that with trial and error, sometimes if you use a paintbrush to try and ease out the clay, it'll stop it from getting squished, losing its shape, and it will help retain its form and you won't get fingerprints in the clay, etc. Anyway, just do what works for you, and I found with time it became a lot easier to pop out the stars from the cookie cutter without them losing their original shape. But anyway, once you've cut out as many stars as possible, you're then going to want to re-roll the clay, roll it out for the same thickness, and then try and cut out as many more stars as you can. In total, I cut out more than 20. The next step, once you've cut out all the stars that you need, is to poke a hole in the top of them. So I use this little piece of metal here, but you can use something like a needle or a pin and just make a tiny circle, and this is a hole where the star will hang from. You're going to poke clear invisible thread through it, tie a knot, and then hang it to the stick. So you want to make sure that it's big enough for the thread to go through. You've got to make sure that the star doesn't actually get deformed and it's in the right place. But anyway, once you're done, we'll then have to move on to baking them. So make sure you do all of those stars first. Whenever using clay, always check the labels for the amount of time or the temperature that the oven should be when you're baking it. I left mine in the oven for around half an hour. So anyway, once they're baked, I let them cool down for a bit, and then I started cutting out the invisible thread and poking it through the hole in the star. I then knotted this thread around 3 or 4 times to make sure that it's absolutely secure, and then I began to knot the other end, which would attach to the stick. Now my method, I basically gave a gap between the knot and the stick, like maybe 2 fingers, just so you can actually remove the stars if you wish, or you can move them around and they're not too tight. Again, I knotted that thread around 3 or 4 times to make sure that it's extra strong and cut off any excess. Once satisfied, I basically decided to do some other stars of varying lengths and attach them all to the stick, play around with their positioning until I was happy. And at this point you will need to probably hold it up and drape it, so sometimes if you've got a friend around with you or someone that can help you hold it and position everything, that would be very, very helpful. I also used a little bit of black thread just to tie to the ends of the stick so I could actually hang this up on my wall, and it was very, very fun to figure out the positioning and just play around with how it will look and all the aesthetics. But I absolutely loved how this turned out and how easy and quick this DIY actually was. So that's it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then you can give it a thumbs down. I don't mind anyway. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to subscribe, and you can hit that bell to receive notifications to when I post a new video. So I will see you guys next Saturday. Bye!